Tough game ahead on Sunday. You know, as it stands now, Tennessee's the #1 seed, so they're a great team, and it was a tough game here, and so it'll be, you know, a team that's playing really, really well that you'll have to go on their home court and beat. So a lot of work between now and Sunday afternoon at 3, and we just need to put our nose to the grindstone and get to work and get going, see if we can go down there and compete.
What do you think the team learned from last night? Maybe because of that Tennessee game where they had chances at the end that really came through last night, how they finished?
Well, you know, we had a chance to finish well in regulation and didn't play very smart there. So hopefully, you know, once we get the team together today, we can learn from that. And then, you know, it was a near disaster at the end of overtime, and they found a way to get it into the second overtime. And so in the double overtime, it was just a real good hustle play there at the end. It's hard to describe how many mistakes we made last night. I mean, it was not a real great performance by us, but hopefully they will try to build on it. You know, it's a win, and it's significant, and it's against a really good team, and it, you know, helps propel you forward. So now this is another opportunity. Sunday can propel you forward if you can win the game. So, you know, for us right now, we're just trying to really still teach and try to get everybody on the same page. I know that's just like a broken record, but I just try to be honest with everybody and let you know you know, a lot of times in the game we had 4 people playing hard. We had an 8-player rotation last night, and you know, 4 people I thought really played hard. I thought 4 people were very kind of sporadic with their effort, and that's just not a good formula for us. So you see us get up by 14 and you know, a chance to try to come out in the second half and really establish a great lead, and we didn't do that. So it's just still a real process for us. We're going to really try to learn between now and Sunday and see if we can go down there and play a good game.
Does winning there last time, does that help with confidence, or does it help with motivation or any?
You know, I don't know that it would hurt for the players that were down there last year. A lot of players that weren't, that will be counting on. Michaela's role much different down there. I haven't looked at that game. I don't remember her being a real big factor in the game last year. So a lot of different faces, and it'll be tough. It'll be a big crowd, and not many will be for us. So it'll be tough, and so whatever benefit, I'll be happy for it to be a benefit, but it's not something that I'm saying, oh, wow, we won last year, so, you know, mark it down this year. It's not my approach. You know, I just tend not to focus on the opponent right now. It looks like a lot of the games are the same, and we're the common denominator there. So just trying to get us to play smarter basketball, more consistent basketball. Just see if we can start clicking.
After Jen scored 43 in that game, there was really no concern on your part that she wouldn't be grounded, or Jen was just always Jen. With Michaela, does that concern exist, that she played so well and had such a big night that, you know, she maybe won't work as hard as she's been working?
I don't think that'll be the case. I think there was a time in her life where maybe that would have been the case. But I sense that she has grown a lot over the last year. I think coming out of high school, that may have been the case. I think last year was very humbling for her. I think she also just has grown as a person and knows how much we need her. And she and I are communicating very closely and regularly. So we'll talk about it. You know, I texted her last night just how proud I was. It's an epic night, epic performance. But stay humble, stay hungry, come in tomorrow for improvement. And so I don't that's not one of my main concerns going into the game. Conversation will be more like, let's do what we need to do to win. You do what you need to do to win. May not be score 42. May have to score 50. I don't know. You know, she just needs to do what we need her to do, win in that game. So we get in the game, we'll see. She needs to score for us. So for us to be really good, she's one of our main scoring options. She's very difficult to guard. So, but she doesn't need to go out mindset if she misses the first 2 or 3, oh gosh, I'm behind pace or whatever. You know, she just needs to stay really focused on what we need to do to beat Tennessee, and that's what I'll talk to her about.
You mentioned before the last game that she started working as hard as she is talented, that she's sort of.
Yeah.
What is she doing specifically that you see on a daily basis to kind of show you that she's working hard?
Well, this is what I'm hoping I can get some of our other key players into the mindset. It starts with your mindset. And so we've started talking about what kind of person do you want to be. Let's get very organized in our day. You have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. We're trying to have you be a great student. She is a good student, but not a great student, and that's all because of her approach to it. So we're trying to get her day organized. And in that day, what are my responsibilities? Academics, clearly. And then I've got a big time responsibility to get on the floor and be able to make shots. So I've got to spend time outside, and has to be on my own. I need to study and become a cerebral player where I know what the team is supposed to be doing, so I can quarterback the team, I can coach the team, I can be the extension of coach on the floor. That takes study time. So she's sort of embraced all that. She's a work in progress, and she's still has room for improvement, but her mindset has changed. And so, you know, that is when you are able to get all that stuff to come together. God-given talent that she has, good high basketball IQ, and then you get the uncommon work ethic that we try to preach here. Then you take a good player, and then she becomes a great player. So that's what I think she can be. Will she? It's not, I tell her this all the time, it's not whether you can or you can't, it's whether you will or you won't. And a lot of that's up to her. I'm trying to do everything I can to help, but I think she's trending in that direction, and it starts with the way she's approaching life right now. It's a little bit different than when she showed up as a young freshman. Everybody thought she was the greatest, and she was a very good high school player, but she needed to do things differently to be a great college player, and I think she's maybe understanding that now.
Was that game last night kind of more like the old Maria before the injury, the kind of shot she took, maybe some of the chances she took dribbling the ball?
Yeah, I think she's doing a great job. I think she is getting close. I think we're in the process of trying to, get the brace off for the postseason, and I think it's a much smaller brace now, and I think she'll be much more comfortable. But I thought she was very, very effective for us last night, and we need her defensive energy, and she's very key to our improvement.
Last question. In coaching and motivating Michaela, do you ever kind of talk about her, ties to the university through her family and whatnot? Does that play a role?
That's very, that's evident. Her love for the university is evident in her history here, and it's not something that she shies away from, but it's not something we talk a lot about. Again, to me, it's not a huge factor in her improvement and how she's going to get better. Now, I tell this to all Kentucky players that we get involved with in the recruiting process. It's Jen O'Neill, they cheer for her, they love her. Bronx, New York, she gets big cheers, but there's something different when they call that starting lineup and it's Michaela Epps or it's been any of our Kentucky kids. It's just different. And then for Michaela, with the lineage she comes from and with what Anthony was and means to the men's program, I think it even amps that up even a little bit more. And then Michaela's such a great connector with people, and such a great personality and enthusiasm for life. And so she is a very popular player here, and we want her to be a popular, great player. That's what we want her to be, and she'll always be popular, I think. But she could just get incrementally better just through the experiences of playing, and she'd be fine. She'll probably be, in the running for all-league player. If she really becomes great, she'll be an All-American. She'll be SEC Player of the Year. She'll be a first-round draft choice. She'll play, pros for 10 years. That's what we're trying to get her to.